Nothing excessive, just standard gameplay. But Reese didn't see it that way. She lashed out, emotions flared, and suddenly the conversation shifted from basketball to another off-court firestorm. Reese and her team later alleged they were targeted by racist comments from the crowd. Serious claims, but with no proof. No recordings, no footage, just accusations, mirroring what we saw last season. And that's where the disconnect begins.
Angel Reese is literally making up a whole scenario that don't exist.
I've been attacked so many times.
It's about what you do. Angel Reese has talent, she has a platform, but until she decides to match her message with her actions, she's going to keep being called out, and rightfully so. People are no longer buying into the emotional manipulation, the constant contradictions, or the endless excuses. So to Angel, if you're tired of being seen a certain way, maybe it's time to stop feeding that image. Otherwise, don't be shocked when the reaction matches the brand you've built.
Like, the New York Liberty did not go for anything. They were chilling. Like, the Chicago Sky in the fourth quarter.
I've been attacked so many times. Death threats, I've been sexualized.
Big mama. Big mama. That big mama for real.
She literally sat up there and made up a false scenario to get sympathy, and none of it is true.
The WNBA chaos just got messier, and once again, Angel Reese is right in the eye of the storm. But this time, it's not about rough plays, post-game shade, or flashy antics. It's about how she's leaning into a hyper-sexualized public image.
Angel Reese is literally making up a whole...
She brought it on herself by being too bold or confident. They ignore the abuse she faces and instead frame her breakdown as proof she can't handle the spotlight.
What's a lesbian look like? Angry. You got the angry African-American lesbian who just can't handle somebody coming into their league as a white girl with a bunch of...
The one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in.
It's a cruel narrative, one that overlooks the real pressure, the double standards, and the toxic attention that follows her every move. Then came another firestorm, this time off the court.
It was a flagrant foul called on Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese and Aaliyah Boston assessed a technical foul.
Jason Whitlock absolutely scorching Angel Reese over her hate for Caitlin Clark.
Why hate Caitlin Clark? You're nothing without Caitlin Clark.
A WNBA promo featuring Reese wearing revealing attire and posing suggestively went viral, with many calling it unprofessional and tone-deaf. Fans and critics alike questioned whether she was more invested in her image than her performance, and it stirred real doubts about how serious. There's one part of this entire story that no one in the mainstream seems willing to fully address.
Angel Reese still can't score layups. She had 5 turnovers to 1 assist. She was just chucking the ball out of bounds sometimes. This is a really, really ugly game.
The double standard that's been driving much of this controversy from the very beginning. Angel Reese wants to be praised like a role model, but behaves in a way that makes people question whether she deserves that status. Meanwhile, when someone like Caitlin Clark handles herself with professionalism and focus,
a scenario that don't exist.
Until the backlash hits, and suddenly she flips the script. Now she's back in the headlines, claiming to be the latest victim after facing harsh media criticism and getting booed by crowds.
Herself has said, "Do not sexualize me."
So what's the real story here? Why does Angel Reese keep putting herself in the spotlight, only to cry foul when it turns against her? Is it insecurity?
Death threats, I've been sexualized.
I've been death threats, I've been sexualized. She's been celebrated, bruh.
It was about drama. Reese and her team claimed they were targeted with racial slurs by the crowd, but there's no evidence, no video, no audio, just accusations, just like last season.
The Indiana Fever basically got whatever free agent player they wanted. They put a super team around Caitlin Clark.
The bogus investigation that's going on by the WNBA.
So where does that leave us? Angel Reese continues to say one thing and been widely applauded.
They won a national championship. They kissing her ashy elbows everywhere she go. She's celebrated in the WNBA even though she ain't even close to Caitlin Clark.
The truth, she's not being silenced. She's been celebrated. This victim narrative feels more like a strategy to divert attention from the decisions she's making herself. And those decisions? they keep sparking controversy.
I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong.
This isn't the first time Angel Reese played the victim. Last year, she celebrated a flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark and openly embraced the bad guy role. She even claimed she's the reason women's basketball is booming, downplaying Clark's impact. But when backlash hits, she flips the script, saying she's misunderstood, targeted, and now sexualized. You can't demand the spotlight, brand yourself as a sex symbol, then cry foul when it gets uncomfortable. That's the double standard she keeps putting. Arrogance. Or is she caught in a game she never truly learned to play? This isn't just another court clash. It's a repeated pattern, and today we're unpacking every part of it.
Caitlin Clark would have. I mean, she is a stand-up person. Everything I have seen, she's just blown me away with her really, really gracious.
Angel Reese recently got emotional in a public statement, saying she's been targeted, threatened, and objectified ever since her championship win. But here's the twist. While she paints a picture of constant abuse, the spotlight has been nothing but generous. She's been featured on top magazine covers, secured major brand deals. Seriously, she wants to be taken as an athlete.
I think we went up really strong a lot of times, and we didn't get a lot of calls. And going back and looking at the film, I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people got a special whistle, but...
Finally, during a recent press conference, Reese broke down in tears. She opened up about the pressure, the threats, the constant criticism, and how much it's affected her behind the scenes. Since winning it all, she says she hasn't had a single moment to breathe. And to her credit, she's still showing up, still pushing forward. But her emotional cracks are beginning to show.
Had their starters playing, but literally to end the game.
Following the backlash, Angel Reese was reportedly seen in tears after the game, telling close sources she felt betrayed by the league and media. She claims she was being unfairly targeted and stabbed in the back by those who once praised her. But instead of sympathy, many online slammed her emotional reaction as manipulative, saying she's playing the victim after fueling the fire herself. What was meant to be a moment of vulnerability has only deepened the divide between her and the public. Instead of support, some media voices and online critics twisted Angel's emotional moment into weakness, calling her a loser, claiming she...
I've been through so much, I've seen so much.
Just days after another heated on-court moment, Reese returned to social media with more provocative posts, risque outfits, overly sexualized visuals, and clips that have zero connection to basketball.
Big mama. Big mama. That big mama for real.
This isn't random, it's a cycle. She puts out content that fuels criticism, then accuses the world of being unfair when the backlash hits. The irony is hard to miss. She's crafting an image, then acting surprised when... This was a rare moment of vulnerability that grabbed headlines instantly, reminding everyone that behind the drama is someone clearly struggling to keep it all together.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. I've been through so much. I've seen so much.
It all kicked off with a heated moment during the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever matchup. Caitlin Clark made a clean, strategic foul on Angel Reese.
Targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA.
I don't know why they are not taking a chance with West Bell. I mean, she got in late in the game. This is where she got her 2 points. And honestly, I think she's better at doing that than Angel Reese. She's better at doing that than Cardoso. So allow her to come in and supply that pressure from the big position.
You don't get to flash the camera and then cry foul when people react. And when your gameplay is no longer the headline, the noise you create off the court becomes the only thing people talk about. At some point, it's not about what the media says,